Do not feel alone this Valentine's Day. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode. My name's Rick, and my aim is to help you realise the truth that feeling great is your natural state. In this episode, I want to take a few minutes today to talk about, the concept of, not so much the concept, but the reality of Valentine's Day, especially Valentine's Day this year, which, for obvious reasons, is a little bit different to Valentine's Day of last year. Anyway, obviously, on any other regular year, Valentine's Day is a day of great joy for some people in loving relationships, and for others, it's a joy of great misery and sadness for other people who are, either not in relationships or maybe from their own perspective, unfortunate enough to be in a particular relationship. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, for a lot of people, it can be a time of great sadness and, loneliness. And this year, I think there will be a lot more loneliness for obvious reasons. So, what I want to highlight today is loneliness is very much avoidable. Because the reason why a lot of us are lonely, obviously due to social distancing and things like that but it's the way that we currently view ourselves. Personally, whenever I look back on my own life over the last many years, I was single on many Valentine's Days. I have been in relationships on several Valentine's Days, but more often than not, I've always been single. And after a lot of reflection, study, self-awareness, development, growth, I came to realize why. And that was because I was externalizing my happiness. I was externalizing my sense of value, my sense of personal worth. I felt that I wasn't complete unless I had somebody else to complete me. And that drove my burning desire to have a relationship. And that burning desire basically emanated a signal of lack. I was essentially telling the universe I was lacking love, I was lacking a relationship. And then the universe would obviously reply, subconsciously, subliminally, saying, okay, yeah, Rick, no problem. You're lacking, therefore there's more lack, just for you. Okay, right. So that's basically the way I see it. And that also ties in with the classic concept of the law of attraction. You get what you think about most. Actually, no, that's more Earl Nightingale. He said you get what you think about most. Law of attraction is very similar but different. It is more along the lines of you get what you are, not you get what you want. Life happens for you. It doesn't happen to you. So, in my case, I was coming from a place of lack. I was coming from a place of not having what it is that I wanted. Therefore, I was getting more of the not having what I wanted. And that's not just me. That can be seen everywhere. It can be seen across society. So what I'm saying with this is we can actually use this to our advantage. Whenever you look inwards and you realize that you already have everything that you need, that you actually are fully whole and complete, you just don't know it. Whenever you realize that, you essentially fill up your cup first. Whenever you fill your cup, you can then fill up other cups. It's sort of like, let me see, if you had fuel to take to somebody to put in their car, if you don't have any fuel in your own car, you're not going to be able to get to them to put fuel in their car. So you've got to fill your own car up first. You've got to fill your own cup first. So there are some ramifications if you don't do this. Basically, if you don't learn to love yourself, if you don't become aware of yourself, find out who you are, find out what makes you tick, and tune yourself up. If you don't sharpen yourself up and improve yourself, work on yourself, any flaws, any problems, or any significant character flaws that you have, you're going to carry them forward into any relationship which you go into. And a lot of people seem to think that, I'll be happy once I'm in a relationship, this depression will go away, this anxiety will go away, these flaws will go away. They won't go away. If anything, they'll be magnified, they will intensify, and they may even spread to the other person. They may pick up those habits which you currently are not happy with or you want to get rid of. So we need to fix ourselves first and realize that we need to get ourselves in order. We need to tidy our own rooms first. Whenever you can tidy your own room, whenever you get your own mental baggage in order, whenever you learn to love yourself, then you're in a really prime position to spread that optimism, that positivity, that renewed outlook, that growth mindset. You're fit to spread that to somebody else. So what's better? Having a negative, destructive mindset, spreading it to somebody else like a parasite, or having a positive, self-loving growth mindset and passing that onwards. Now, there is a bit of a paradox here as well, because obviously it's very common for people to say, that person loves himself. Oh, he's arrogant. He's a piece of work. I think there is a fine line between self-love and arrogance, much like there's a similarity or a close line between, or a fine line between self-confidence and arrogance. When you learn to love yourself, it'll be so much easier to love others. How can you expect somebody else to love you if you don't love yourself? And for a long time, I despised myself. That's not much of an understatement. That is not an understatement. I really did not like myself. And on the outside, I mean, I seemed like an absolutely normal, regular person. I did the occasional bit of charity work. I exercised well. I had a good circle of friends. I socialized. I worked hard, studied well, slept well, ate well. Everything was good. But I had a lot of mental baggage, and I basically, in hindsight, I kept brushing it under the metaphorical rug. And it just kept building up and building up and building up. The sense of loneliness just kept getting more intense and intense and intense. The feeling of self-worth just compounded over time. And it was only whenever I chose to become aware of these self-limiting beliefs that I was able to shine a light on them, resulting in them being totally neutralized and dissolved, which allowed me to naturally raise my vibration all the way up to a state of almost constant love, peace, and joy, essentially. So, in essence, what I believe the best way to circumvent any feeling of loneliness this Valentine's Day is to try and realize that you already are perfectly whole and complete. You just have to shed the self-limiting beliefs that tell you need someone else. You need someone to complete you, to make you happy. You don't need anyone to make you happy. You make yourself happy. And the best way to do this is to just start exposing yourself to positive, constructive material, be it self-help books, spirituality, meditation, psychological books, podcasts, things like that there. It's kind of like if you have a glass of dirty water. The dirty water is full of the doubt, the limiting self-beliefs, the lack of love in your life, all the negative stuff which you don't want. Whenever you start pouring clean water into that glass, the clean water will eventually displace the dirty water, the negative thoughts. Whenever you finally displace all the dirty water, there's nothing left but goodness. So fill your own cup first. Clean out all the mental garbage. Realize you are already now perfectly whole and complete. You've just forgotten it. You just need to let go of all the limiting beliefs that you've established over the years. And once you can do that, you will rise to a point where you just feel great almost all the time. And even when you don't feel good for whatever reason, for however long, it will pass substantially quicker than what it would have done before, and there will be no lingering after effect. And whenever you start feeling like that all the time, you're going to be a much more positive, outbeat, happy person, and you're going to attract more like-minded people. I mean, if you're giving off the impression of lack of love, and you're desperate for love, if anything, that's going to repel more love. I mean, you've seen it yourself, a guy is too keen on a girl, he keeps chasing her like a dog in heat, basically. And what happens? It chases her away. She's repelled. Don't be the dog in heat. Be the master of your own mind. So, hopefully you gain some value from that today. If you can do what I was just talking about in this video, where you become aware of your self-limiting beliefs and you realize that you already are perfectly whole and complete, and that you don't need anybody else to validate you, whenever you come to realize that and start applying that belief to your life every day, I do believe it will change the way you view yourself and your life completely, almost overnight. You will no longer feel lonely, and love will come when you least expect it. Anyway, again, I hope you gained some degree of value from this today. If you have any questions, please just post away in the comments section. And as always, all the best and take care.